most people, if they go there, they still see Africans are village people who like to play with drums or something, hunt animals or fish, that's it. But I think that was, of course, the way Africans were living when Europeans first came into contact in the 19th century. But now, very few Africans, I think, would live like that. Most of them would live like in urban slums or something like that.
The urban setting anywhere in Africa is pretty much similar because because even within our countries we have different cultures depending on which region you're coming from. But most urban centers, every culture is represented there. So it's hard to have one uniform kind of thing. So what tends to happen is they'll adopt more of the Western, the way it is done in the West.
The thing is, you have this liberal Western way of life, wherever you are on the planet. And you shouldn't forget that wherever you live, the ideal way of building your personality is this Western liberal way of life. So more and more in urban areas, people are getting the chance to grow up through this system. Okay, but the thing is, when you live there, you live right next to another culture. So it's always a compromise. But what's happening is that this liberal way of life is flowing into the traditional way of life through these windows of schools or a group of educated elites in urban areas, which are growing more and more. More and more people are living in these areas rather than in the rural areas. So it's changing very rapidly, and in few years everybody would be the same. More or less. More or less.
Yeah.
At least in way of life before economics. Living the same life standard economically will take a very long years, but at least culturally you see it. You see it, for example, in equality of women, gender equality, or freedom, political freedom, or personal freedom. These kind of things.
And in reality, in town, we don't really think about culture. People they don't care.
You shun culture. It's only when you go back to the village. Because the village will now have people who have the same culture. So the way they do things will be a little different. But also as they get urbanized within their area, they will still also change.